Some of our favorites are clawing their way back. We're going to talk price action of BTC, XRP, and the rest of the crew. We got advancements with the Stablecoin Act. We've also got some players making some money. Ripple burned a whole bunch of RLUSD. Are there problems or is this normal? We also got...
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
It appears that the market's starting to stabilize from the lows of the Iran-Israel action that was happening just 36 hours ago. BTC is leveling off, ETH, Sol, XRP, they're all making their ways back, but we got more news to share with you. But before we get into that, your comments come first. Yeah, you the viewer, you watching and listening right now are most important, so I bring your comments in the beginning. Vishnu Corrupt says, Powell is the new Gensler. That's right, Powell ain't cutting rates anytime soon. He's now going to use the Iran-Israel conflict action to say, oh, this is going to cause some temporary inflation spikes. Can't cut rates now. Jay Sav says, JP won't cut. Reason because it lines the pockets of banking cronies. A lot of us are thinking the same thing, that JP ain't going to do crap. Michael O'Donnell says, this crypto space is nothing new. They don't want retail to win, period. I've held since 2018 and have only done a 5x. I've made way more in gold. Bitcoin's in at 105,296. ETH is 2541. XP is at 217. We'll talk price action at the end because we are clawing our way back. Some, though, aren't coming back as fast as others. Meme has gotten beaten down pretty hard. But look, things are leveling out. It appears that the market is able to digest what's happening in the Middle East, and hopefully the worst is behind us. Eleanor Tourette's dropping some news on us. Her Twitter information's linked down below along with mine. She says, hey, just in. The Senate will vote on the final passage of the Genius Act on Tuesday. Time to be determined. All right, if the Senate passes it, this will send it over to the House. The House will then have to debate it, make their changes and all that stuff to it. If the House then makes a whole bunch of modifications to it, they will then send it back to the Senate, where the Senate will then vote on it. Then it'll go to the president's desk. So we got a ways to go, everyone. This ain't going to get done in June. Hopefully they're going to get it done before August. But on the 17th of June, Tuesday, they're going to be voting on it. Let's see if we got the votes in the Senate to pass the stablecoin bill. Bitcoin steady at 105,000+ despite the Middle East tensions and mixed U.S. data. Institutional investors have come back to the markets, helping Bitcoin and Ethereum stabilize at the price at support levels. In this week alone, BTC ETF saw over 1 billion in net inflows, which is important because think of all the activities that have happened this week. You still saw institutional players get into the market, increasing nearly 30% from the previous week. MicroStrategy bought more. They've been buying more because they're using other people's money. New data from CryptoQuant reveals that large BTC holders now hold a balance of 3.57 million BTC, while whales have been adding to the reserves. So, players were selling, but whales are adding. Speaking of whales, Donald Trump reports 57 million in earnings from crypto. Ooh, players are making money in crypto. According to the Financial Disclosure Report released by the Office of Government Ethics, Trump earned more than 57 million in 2024 from mistakes in World Liberty Financial. The firm, founded in the same year in a Trump business entity, owns 60% of World Liberty, netting 75% of revenues from its WLFI governance token sales. This is what Trump said. Crypto is one of the things we have to do, he said on X when championing crypto venture. Whether we like it or not, I have to do it. Here is that financial report. Ooh, juicy. It is a whole bunch of pages, 234 pages of financial forms from Trump himself. Welcome to check it out, as yes, this is breaking news made available late yesterday. XRP Army is freaking out a little bit, but don't. This is normal news. RLUSD, 20 million was burned, and well, this is normal. This is how liquidity works with stablecoins. The recent 20 million token burn suggests that a large-scale redemption occurred, prompting the removal of equivalent amount of RLUSD from the market. Though Ripple has not issued an official statement, they probably won't, because think, when players get out, they burn money. When players want to get in, they do some actual, adding to the market cap. Though Ripple has not issued an official statement, the burn appears to be part of a regular supply adjustment aimed at maintaining the stablecoin's peg and preventing oversupply. This activity is typical in the stablecoin ecosystem, shows that RLUSD is working as designed. Smooth entry and exit for users while maintaining fully backed and transparency. So don't freak out, everyone. Overall, the crypto market right now is hanging out at a volume of 101 billion, down 41%. So again, the market is starting to calm down from the Middle East flare-up action, which is good. Hopefully that means prices are going to stabilize a bit. 27 out of 100, so it is still fairly BTC dominant. You can see the heavy crash here in terms of market cap. We're at 3.4 trillion before we saw the actual flare-up happen. And then all of a sudden we went back down to 3.2. So over 200 billion wiped out in the market in a very short amount of time. We are starting to claw our way back right now, sitting at 3.27 trillion in market cap. Inflows, let's take a look. There you go. You got those BTC inflows. So the big players were actually bucking the trend here and said, yo, despite the red action on the screen, inflows still happen with those ETF products. That's good to see. BTC clawing its way back from those lows that we saw there on the 12th of June. Still not where we were before the action happened. We did get up to that point, but then there was a little bit of a sell-off again. Getting really close, though, to that point. XRP, seeing very similar chart there again. Bots and algos making it look like, you know, we're all doing the same thing. Volume for XRP down quite a bit to $2 billion, but we know what was happening with the volume. A lot of players were selling, a lot of players were buying. $2 billion in the volume for that action right now. Let's zoom in a little bit to those candlesticks, see if anything jumps out at us. We're going to go to the 15-minute variant so you can see exactly what we're talking about. 218, all right? 218 seems to be the point where we're having a little bit of trouble right now, and you're seeing that play out right here. 218 is resistance on this near move, but the support is increasing as this move is going on the way up. So it really appears that the worst is behind us as of now. But remember, news can break at any time. That's why my Twitter information is linked down below, and I bring you stories all days of the week, including the weekend, just like today, because news breaks all the time. So right now, those lows for XRP that happened on the 13th, we seem to be safer from those points, but we're not able to break that 218 and hold from there. Hopefully this weekend we get some bullish news, but right now the market's clawing its way back, volume is leveling out, and things are appearing to kind of get back to normal. So is the worst behind us, or are we going to have another flare-up creating another buying opportunity? What we are seeing, though, right now is there's some definite resistance points, but the floor is moving up, which is a good sign. We're also waiting to see what happens with the stablecoin vote that's going to be happening on Tuesday. Now, remember, as soon as that passes the Senate, if it does, it gets sent over to the House. If there's major modifications, guess what happened? It gets sent back to the Senate, where the Senate has to vote on those modifications, and then guess what? It goes then to the president's desk to be signed. They're saying that they're going to try to get it done before August. Checking out Garmin. Yeah, we're mid-June, so we got some time until August. So, yeah, exactly. Might be a while. Now, we're going to see what happens, though, on Tuesday. And then the big thing is once it goes to the House, how much support is there in the House with what's going on? We know there's a lot of crypto haters in the House. There are some in the Senate. We know Lizzie Warren and her crew doesn't like crypto and all that stuff. But remember, you got the Shermanator and you got Maxine Waters, who's really anti-crypto out there. So we're going to see what kind of fight that they're going to put up for in the House. But the big vote is on Tuesday. Jerome Powell will not be cutting rates because remember, the FOMC is happening next week. We're going to have a live stream regarding that. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Keep your eyes peeled for that. So a big week coming up with crypto, but let's hope things just kind of keep calm in the Middle East, keep our prices where they are. But remember, be ready for those buying opportunities out there because yes, they are there and we seem to get them every so often, but you got to be ready for it. News breaks every day of the week. That's why I'm here to cover you, even on weekends. So hit that subscribe button. Choo-choo what? Choo-choo biznachos.